is changing.
I'm looking to do things better.
To improve.
Just because it's always been that way doesn't mean it's right.
I embrace change.
I seek adventure and discovery.
I explore and explore.
To know the unknown.
Even in the toughest moments, we ride together.
Even in the moments when we're at our limits.
We support each other. It's time to move up a level.
To push that little bit harder.
The changes we make now will make the future better for all.
The efforts we put in today
Will pay dividends tomorrow.
We all have the power to up the game.
To build something better.
It's not time to play.
It's time to get real.
it's time to be a game changer.
Well, it's Wednesday, and that means it's West London, and you're here watching me at the moment, but you're going to be watching some great racing in a moment. 3 minutes to go, 11 laps of the Hillingdon Circuit. This is race 7.13. Number 13 denotes it is the last of the series. This is not the last series. We have got another one, but please be aware that there are severe doubts about RGT continuing. So let's have a look at what we're going to ride, and we'll get more of that later. This is the Hillingdon Circuit. It's a purpose-built cycle racing circuit. You go up a slope there, and you go to the left. You go around what they call Omega Bend. Now, there's a ramp just there, 2 ramps, if you like, and then you go back down and along this straight. Now, in real life, it's usually quite windy along this straight, and then you come round the last bend in front of the clubhouse, which is the white building there, and finish. So that's the course. From the start, it's up a slope, down, round that omega shaped bend, then up the other ramp, around, and then pretty sort of slightly downhill and straight back to finish. 11 times, as I say, purpose-built cycle racing track, lots of cycle racing going on there all the time, based in West London. 1:59 to go. Let's remind ourselves where the series at. It's very much Alistair McAlpine's, I would suggest, because no one can actually beat him now. He is the champion. His clubmate, James Melville, is next, and I would say, I mean, unless something goes wrong, I mean, you'd expect James and Jan van Oudenhout to take the second and third spaces. But I'm sure Craig Jones and Wouter Clays will have their eye on that, because should anything happen to James or Jan, those two could sneak in. In theory, so could a couple of others like Stevie Cooper. Imagine that, Stevie Cooper got third. The Glasgow United team would get to get the top 3 places. They are the leading teams. You can see in the bottom right there, West London ladies are going to win the ladies teams tournament. Wouter Clays is assured of the best of 6 category, and Eileen Davidson will win the ladies league with Maria Vitsky and Jessica Wright taking the next 2 places. So trophies will be sent out after this race. 57 seconds to go. As I said, there are severe doubts about the future of RGT. We have committed to another series. We may juggle it around a little bit if we think that RGT is no longer going to be around. So just keep a note of what's happening with the West London VR stuff. As I say, we are playing it by ear. We have planned a whole series, and it's there on the platform, but whether the platform survives is, of course, another matter. Never mind, though, we have alternative racing on Indy Velo on a Monday night, and we've just completed a series on there. So if RGT does disappear, remember that we are on every Monday, every single Monday, it's not even fortnightly, every single Monday on Indy Velo. It's called Monday Malarkey by West London VR, and you'll have a lot of fun. Now, some of the guys in here have been racing it already. Let's see what the start line looks like. Reasonably busy, as you'd expect. 2 seconds, 1 second to go, and we're away. So, off they go. A couple of people. It looks like a saddle drunk rider just got caught in the line there. That is, you have to pedal really, really hard to get off that line. And if you miss that little breakaway there, you can see you can get left behind and may never catch. One of the things we do on Indy Velo is have a neutralised start. So that it gives everybody a better chance. You'll have to go on there to experience that. It's quite exciting, but it takes away that problem. But what happens is a bunch will get away, and gradually over the race, we should imagine that group will get depleted. Now, we're going to see a lot of what's going on as Stevie Cooper from Glasgow United takes an early lead. He is, of course, going up the slope. You can look at the profile at the bottom. He's now going down round what I described as Omega Bend. So you go around 180 degrees around here, and then there's the sharpest ramp of the course. Now, a lot of these riders will have done this before and they know what's coming. Stevie just going up there, 3.2%. It's not particularly steep, and he's over it now, and now he'll zoom down along what I call the bus stop straight and into the home straight, halfway around the lap there, which you can see with the purple banner. Now, Stevie's quite a way ahead now. He's got 40 metres on everybody else. Johan Olofsson is next, and you can see the group here. We've got Shea, Matt Feely's in there, great to see him, Grant Webb, Healy, Blurter, who else we've got? Top Jimmy's in there, good stuff. Carl Zanderperson, who I believe has joined the facility where you can actually get a view of him on the screen. There we are, and there's Carl. Now, Carl's been doing particularly well in a lot of our races recently. A really good rider. We've known him for a while, and he's on good form at the moment. So let's see what Carl can do in this race. Not challenging for the series because he hasn't done enough races, but could be a contender in the next one. So let's just keep an eye on what Carl achieves. Carl Axel Zanderperson there on the webcam. The only one, I think. Last week we had polling during a race, and now we have it wasn't this series actually, I think it was the Indy Vino one. As they come, they complete a lap. There's a fairly sort of strong bunch there, isn't there? Stevie Cooper still out the front though. He's got 60 metres. It's quite at this stage of the race, this is probably not going to hold, and we have seen people like Wouter Clays do incredible rides to win this by a distance over the last lap. Just look at the aerial view there. I mean, no one in sight behind him. So as I say, early lead, but as Stevie goes up this hill, the attacks will always come on that little ramp after Omega Bend, in my view. So we'll see what happens. Paul Poodle in there, Matt Feely, Shea, Steve Bellio, Alistair McAlpine, as you expect, Lerta Venue, Carl Dickerson, and Johan Olofsson. Marino Sesson in there as well for ADR. Marino off the front at the moment. Marino likes a little stab at the front. This does tend to split the group, so Marino is in the blue out of the two riders. The other one is Johan Olofsson, but that doesn't look like a Sands kit to me, so not quite sure. It does say Johan Olofsson. Yeah, and it is Sands. Got a slightly different kit on. I don't know if they've changed their kit or maybe it's just the camera angle. You can see the effect of this now. You can see Steve Bellio back in 10th for Motor. No, that is a Sands kit. Sorry, it's just the camera angle. I couldn't see the yellow and green. Probably my eyesight as well. He's got 100 Mard just on his tail. Marino Sesson, as I say, just behind him. You can see now, this is thin in the group. They're using the steering to go around the inside. Bear in mind that this is an anti-clockwise ride. You'd expect to spend a lot of the race on the left-hand side of the course. But of course, when you go around Omega Bend, you will want to be on the inside. So it does change. If you haven't got the steering on, it can be disadvantaged. And you can see now, look, going around this inside of the bend here, we have Johan, it's Heinrich Mard, sorry, just taking the inside. Everybody else moving over. So people are using the steering, which is interesting, isn't it? I mean, not everybody likes it. Steve Bellio up there for OTR, James Melville, Carl Dickerson, Carl Zanderperson, as you expect, Simons from Moonriders, Toto Koala, Mr. Laurent from France, and Van New, also from France. And I suspect they've probably been riding the Omnium just before this. And as we overtake a back marker already. So this is what happens in a lap race like this. You will overtake back markers like that. Christine Meek in there riding for Westerly, of course. And it's down in Warminster. Not Warminster, I think it's not Warminster at all, but it's down that way, isn't it? Formerly from West London. Faro is at 42nd, and Christine, I think she's the last rider possibly. She's got Faro in front of him, Jessica, Maria Witsky and Migu Canada, Eileen Davidson all ahead. Eileen was. I didn't think Eileen was going to be racing today. She sent a little message saying she has to do a little bit of go slow, and I think that probably means she's got to rest a little bit and won't be absolutely pushing it. So we'll see what happens there. This is Jessica Wright from up there in the northwest of England, enjoying the racing as she always does. Harry Smith's a bit further up, Team Lou at 35th. Interestingly, there's a little group just ahead, isn't there? Of this is Maria Vitsky from Puerto Rico. She is just out of sight there. Migu Canada and her have a lot of tussles. There's Migu there, just getting dropped a little bit by Eileen, Rick van der Laan and Walker. In there as well. Jorgensen is probably further ahead. Yeah, Jorgensen. So Migu Canada and Maria Vitsky do have a little bit of a tussle in these races towards the last lap. So we'll see what happens. Eileen taking the inside and the other riders in her group not. So she loses a bit of draft, but I think she'll more than make that up with the steering. As I say, she tells me she wasn't really kind of pushing hard today. So she's got the Ladies' Championship in the bag, so that's fine, isn't it? Rick van der Laan there from the Netherlands is just on the tail of Harry Smits, also from the Netherlands. Harry had a few problems earlier in the week on our other platform race on Indy Velo, but he's doing fine tonight, isn't he? He's not struggling at all by the looks of things. There's Harry there in their resplendent matching Bikens jersey. That's quite a kit coordination, isn't it? Team Lou, of course, Lou Rix's team on RGT. Lou been around a long time with RGT, and if it does, if the platform does disappear, going to be a really big shame. But there we are. Jorgensen, Dane in here now. 32nd probably needs to get on that next group with Medina, Campbell, Andy Evans in there. If you can get on that group, I mean, you can get. It's nice to be in a little group on RGT because you can get this draft and get around the course. And people are not really using the draft very effectively here. As you can see, Medina just going past Andy Evans, I think, here as they go through the finishing line to finish the third lap. That will be for them. Brett Smith a bit further up, West London. He's behind Rob Gilmore. Lou, Will Shields in Predator and MNH. I don't know who MNH is actually. So there's Brett sitting on the wheel of Mr. Gilmore, and he's probably doing the right thing. Although as they go up this slope, you can see the gradient 1.3. This is on the right-hand stretch of the course, if you kind of remember the shape of it. So it's. I'm told the lap count is wrong, actually, so I'm probably reading the wrong thing because it's not where the riders are actually up to. So ignore my comments about how far they are into the course. So as we go around, you can see, interestingly, you see other bits of the course as they go around this top half of it. This is the ramp. See the gradient just ramp up now a little bit as they come out of there, 4.1%, maxing out. But it just comes, it's just short and sharp, and it has an effect. MNH now. Is ahead of just behind Santos, Almarchi, Paul Poodle, Top Jimmy at 19th, and let's call on at 17th. So I think some of these these are people who dropped out of the main group up the front, and the rider on the right there, which I think is Toto Koala, not using the steering by the looks of it, and stuck out on the right, which on an anti-clockwise course is largely going to not be beneficial as they come round to complete another lap, these guys here. Thomas Lanois, as I usually forget, Toto Koala. Thomas Lanois. So as we see this little group, Paul Poodle, Joe Healy and Top Jimmy Jones from Uxbridge, as I like to call him. I don't actually know his surname. I shall have to ask him. West London rider as well. I should know better, shouldn't I? These three are actually working together now, pumping out 210 watts by the looks of it. And as these riders go past another marker, you get to see loads of the race. It's a nice thing. Now look at Plurter now using the inside, goes round Matt Feely because he used the inside. And that's the advantage of using the steering. You can see here, as he goes around Omega Bend, just coming up to this ramp now, he should move over to the left-hand side, which he does. This is exemplary riding from the OTR rider, just going past. I think that might have been Eileen or Jessica, perhaps. and he's going to go past Steve Bellio by the looks of things, or maybe sit on the wheel. The rider in the middle, obviously not using the steering and stuck there, getting overtaken. Vigneux, the French rider, in the middle, while the other two taking the inside. This on a quick course like this, steering really is helpful. So as we move further up, this is the contesting bunch by the looks of things. Carl Dickerson a little bit off the back. I think he'll get back on. Johan Olofsson, his teammate, just in front of him. Carl Zanderperson, who we've seen on the webcam. As we probably Carl Dickerson, 400 watts he's putting out at the moment. This is quite hard. He's obviously trying to get back into the pack, and I think he is closing it down a little bit, though. Craig Jones in there, Alistair McAlpine, as you'd expect, and Heinrich Mard all in there. This group not splitting up. Here's Carl wiping off the sweat. We all know what it's like, don't we? But he looks quite calm, doesn't he? He doesn't look like he's under any pressure. Craig Jones in second place there, overtaking one of the camera bots there. A little bit out in front, but obviously not quite up the leaders. They go past Miggy Canada there. And Stevie Cooper still got 73 metres. Now, I would not have seen this coming. We have seen Wouter Clays win by a distance on this, but he saved it till the end. Stevie Cooper is eking out 83 metres now. Is this? I don't know what to say. I would not expect this. Somebody doing it near the end, I can see an attack off the ramp, but Stevie Cooper did it from the start, didn't he? Absolutely amazing ride from the Glasgow United rider. It's not going to be enough to lift him into the podium. He is going to get a team trophy though, because he's in the winning Glasgow United team, so he's got a trophy coming his way regardless. But if this was to turn into a win, wouldn't that be phenomenal? From that distance out, he really went off from the start. And maybe the others have just not calculated this. Certainly, the peloton may not get any help from Alistair McAlpine and James Melville, who just need to finish to secure their positions on the podium. You can see them there in that similar kit to Stevie Cooper, the GCN kit of the red and white shirts with the black shorts. Craig Jones pushing off the front still. Wouter Clays deciding that perhaps history repeats itself and he can have another one of his great wins on this course. 100 metres to make up, though. That's a big ask to do it all on your own. We'll have to see what he achieves. Interesting times. So we are into a group of 12 now, making up the leading pack. So it's thinned itself down from what it was before, hitting about 42 riders, I think, on the start line today. And as I say, this group is probably a fairly select bunch. It's probably not going to break up too much. I think you'll see the attacks on the little lump after Omega Bend, so we're not there at the moment. You're not going to see anybody do anything now, except for maybe Wouter Clays chasing down. Although I say that, look at Carl Zanderperson. Been getting some great results lately, and perhaps he's a little bit inspired by Stevie Cooper, and he's going for it now. Still looks quite calm on the trainer though, doesn't he? He's I don't know, he's feeling the legs. Maybe there's a bit of pain there. Maybe there's a bit of pain, but nevertheless, I mean, he's eked out 60 metres, and he's actually going to catch Stevie Cooper. Well, that was quite amazing. Maybe Stevie's flagging a bit, because Stevie's only got 51 metres on Wouter Clays now, so I think maybe the best is over from Stevie, and I think he's probably going to have to be resigned to the fact that he's going to get chased down by the main group. He's already been chased down by Carl Zanderperson. Will Carl sit on his wheel, or will Carl go for it? Still quite early in the race, I would say. I mean, we're talking about a 17-kilometre race, and I just don't think we're far enough into this to really go. But Carl's not hanging about, is he? Stevie would do well to sit on his wheel, given all the work Stevie's done. Is he? It looks like he's trying to get on Carl's wheel, but it's just not quite happening, is it? And it's that agonising thing when you're looking to get on somebody's wheel, and I think, if anything, Carl's pulling away by a fraction. It's not a lot, but I think Stevie might be overworking to get on a wheel and perhaps punishing himself in the process. Look at the gap there we see from the aerial photography. Thanks for that, Damon. Maybe, certainly Carl's not getting away. And in fact, it seems to me as they come around and complete another lap that Stevie's got back on. He should, in my view, if that were me, I would think I would sit on Carl's wheel for a while. But no, he isn't. He's going up there. So this is up the long drag up to the start of Omega Bend. And it's a gradual gradient. I think once you find the right gear, it's fine. I mean, the only thing that really distorts your rhythm on this circuit is going up that ramp after at the end of Omega Bend. So looks like Cesso Marino is going off the front of that other group. Alistair McAlpine's sitting in. He's not too worried about the Clays in that group still. It looks like it might have shrunk a little bit from 12 though. Let's have a look. It certainly has. We're down to 8. Grant Webb, Johan Olofsson and Craig Jones all dropped off that group, and I think that's Wouter Clays putting on the pressure. Heinrich Marg, James Melville and Alistair McAlpine. So once again, Glasgow United having a fantastic season. They got 3 up in the top 10 again. Wouter Clays, the Moonriders rider, won the series a couple of times, of course. One of the stars of the RGT era. As I say, we can't promise that it's going to be around much longer, but certainly when they write the history books, Marino Sesson getting caught by Wouter there. I think Wouter will put his stamp on the race either way. You still got Stevie Cooper and Carl Axel Xander Persson ahead. I think Stevie Cooper might be catchable. What sort of fitness and frame of mind Carl's in, we don't know. I mean, he looks pretty cool on the in the pictures, isn't he? His glasses have come off. Perhaps he doesn't want to look at the data anymore. Just go for it. Head down and go for it. Maybe there's too much sweat on the glasses and he can't read the monitor. Who knows? But he's certainly powering away, isn't he? So excellent stuff, Carl. Let's see how long he can stay out there. Still a way to go. Don't write off Wouter Clays. And remember, Carl's working on his own here. If he gets the win as he completes yet another lap, wiping the sweat off his face there as we see the man in his pain cave. Stevie Cooper here, second, not getting the benefit of the draft. Done a lot of work on the front. I think this is going to be. He goes past Will Shields and he gets somebody on his wheel, but it's a back marker. It's not one of the main bunch. So. Stevie Cooper then, actually looks like Stevie Cooper's in first position. He's just gone past Carl van Persson. Sorry, I missed that. And Wouter Clays still leading the others. Simon's in there in fourth position. We're going past some back markers here. They don't show up on the leaderboard on your left because they're on different laps. So we've got Simon's, Heinrich Mard, Marino Sesson, Alistair McAlpine and James Melville in that group. So there's 2 out the front and 6 in this little pack, but it's being strung out once again. Wouter employing this hard and fast lead off the front just to cause problems, and one of the Glasgow United riders taking it up as they go through the halfway stage on that lap. We're getting closer to the finish of the race, of course. Simon's now for Moon Riders, Wouter Clay's clubmate, as they come round on this last little straight bit of the route. It's all out now, and it's going to I think it's going to end up in a bit of a sprint here, isn't it? Simon's Xander Patterson and Stevie Cooper now out the front, 90 metres ahead. It's going to be between those two, I think, because we are getting close to the end of the race. If we can see the front two and see how this pans out, they're just about to lap Miggy Canada again as they come around this sweeping bend towards the finishing line. Here they are. Which one's it going to be? It's Carl Xander Persson going through in first position. Stevie Cooper. This must be the last lap. Or is it the win? It's the win. So I think Stevie Cooper. No, that's a signal for Stevie Cooper to go on the front. So they're just going to do this last lap now. I'm pretty sure this will be the last lap. It's Interesting. They're certainly working together. I think Carl Zander Person, when he put his arm up, was signalling to Stevie Cooper to go on the front. So I think they're going to work together around this lap to secure first and second, whether or not one's stronger than the other. I mean, I would have probably a couple of laps ago put my money on Carl, but I'm not so sure now. Stevie Cooper is just eking out a bit of a gap there and maybe pulling away. And I think he's had a bit of a rest, and Carl may have expended a lot of energy in catching up with Stevie in the Cooper in the first place. But no, Carl's fighting back. They're getting ever closer to the finish. Carl goes into the lead now. Is this working together, or is this the race to the finish? Halfway through this lap now. Carl just taking a little spell of freewheeling as they go down from that ramp after Omega Bend. Carl, and this is Wouter Clays now, 60 metres behind. Can Wouter catch the other two? I don't think he can. I think the first two are going to compete for the finish, so we probably need to see how that plays out as they head towards the finishing line. The first two now, probably neck and neck, and I think, there's only a couple of metres in it. Probably need to focus, if you can, Damon, on the front two. Here we go. They must be coming round towards the finishing line pretty soon. It's Carl at the front at the moment. Got 2 metres on Stevie Cooper, but that doesn't mean anything as they come round towards the finishing line, round that sweeping bend. The last little bit of straight, the finishing line on that bend at the end as they go through some past and back markers. Carl Zander Person now. Will they get into the advertising hoardings? It's Carl. He's got 5 metres on Stevie Cooper, and that, I think, is that for that lap. Maybe they got one more. I thought that was the last lap. Still a lap to go. So the lap counter actually is correct. Sorry, I was misreading that. I was counting the. I assumed that the lap counter was on the camera and not on the riders. So I beg your pardon. This must be the last lap. It is about it's 17 kilometres for the leaders. So that wasn't the last lap. That was a penultimate lap, and they still got 90 metres. I think that's enough to get around the course. They're around the bottom of Omega Bend with 100 metres in it, and I think it is between these two. They've actually worked together quite well, despite me miscounting the laps. Hopefully they're not listening to what I'm saying and getting that wrong. As I say, I got a message earlier saying the lap counter was based on the cameras and not the riders, so I was slightly confused and taking off a lap to allow for that. So this is accurate. It will be 17 kilometres as they go around the halfway stage. It's just under a mile long, this course. It's, as I say, 11 laps will give you about 16 and a half, 17 kilometres. And of course, the Carl Zander Person is absolutely steaming away as we go down the last straight. I think Stevie's not going to contest that by the looks of things. Although Carl haven't got that gap, seems to have eased up a little bit. I mean, at least visually, I think he's got enough space though to take the win. He's certainly putting in a bit more effort. Glasses off, legs flying round at the moment. It doesn't look like he's going to communicate with us, I suspect, and I think Carl is in for the win here as he goes round the last bend before that short straight and the finishing line on the bend, and he is listening. Sorry, Carl, if I gave you all the wrong lap information. I hope you were reading it correctly. Very well done as he goes through and takes the win. Carl Zander Person takes the win. Stevie Cooper, brilliant ride and a deserved second. Marino Sesson looking like he's going to get third as the others come through. Wouter Clays fourth, James Melville fifth, and Simon sixth. We'll get all these confirmed. I mean, I'm doing that visually. That could be wrong. Alice McAlpine taking eighth. Will take the series there. James Melville second. Jan van Oudenaarde not racing today by the looks of things. As we watch Craig Jones, the Welshman, coming in ninth position, and another good points haul for him as he goes past Christine Meek at the back there, riding for Westerly. And Jorgensen here, 35th. The Dane will almost certainly have another lap to go. Very well done, Carl. Absolutely superb. Now we get the results confirmed. Hopefully they're in the order I read them. Yes, as expected, Alice McAlpine taking that 8th to take the series. James Melville 5th to collect second place in the series. Wouter Clays, very good points haul again, and Stevie Cooper taking that second. Craig Jones taking 9th. Johan Olofsson for South Africa, New Zealand in 10th. Going back to the riders, 11th is going to be Grant Webb. Cole Dickerson taking 12th. Steve Bellio 13th, just coming up to the line now to take that. Matt Feely just behind him in 14th position. So there's Matt coming in, and we have Blyther now, the German, coming in next, and after that Healy, and we've got a little bit of a sprint here. Van Yu and Healy going to duke this one out. This is an Anglo-French tussle here. Let's see who's got it. Vigneault going for it on that last bend. Healy responding. This is going to be a proper sprint. It's Vigneault at the moment. Healy just getting the momentum. He's going to take it, and the Brit just taking that from Vigneault on the line. Top Jimmy not in that, and he would have enjoyed that, I know, but he's going to have to settle for 18th place with Vigneault taking 17th. MNH is 50 metres behind Jimmy, so he's not going to compete for that. Have we got any more sprints coming up? Possibly 21st and 22nd with Al Marchi there, and Santos in probably in a sprint. MNH coming in following Top Jimmy, and here we have Mr. Lanois from France coming in next. Toto Koala as he goes by. Al Marchi. Oh, I'm not sure who took that one. I don't think Al got that. I think it was Santos. It was. Paul Poodle is 23rd, and here we have Will Shields at 24th. Going to be there's a little way to go, isn't there? It's not quite at the finish. He's got Jorgensen in front of him, but on a different lap, as you can tell. 24th versus 35th in there. So don't forget, Series 8 actually starts next week, so don't give it a miss next week. We are definitely on the start of Series 8. We might have to juggle the dates if RGT is going to be terminated. But other than that, just assume that everything is as advertised. We're certainly committed to doing the series. We're not going anywhere unless RGT does. But there is a lot of speculation around that RGT may be in its final throes. Shields coming in 24th. Rob Gilmore taking 25th. We've got a little flurry of riders coming in now. 28th, Medina. And Brett Smith and just losing out to Campbell there. Liguiso, the Italian, coming in 29th position with Predator, the Spaniard, going to follow him in. And Joseph Healy there, just behind Lutz Pluter at 16th. Matt Feely, we talked about. Top Jimmy at 18th, MNH. Thomas Lanois, Toto at 20th. Santos at 21st. Al Marchi 22nd. Paul Poodle 23rd. Will Shields at 24th. And Rob Gilmore at 25th. We're watching Predator coming around there. 30th position. Andy Evans 31st. I don't think Andy's having his best week ever. He's obviously had a lot to eat and drink at the weekend, I think, but he'll still be happy with that, won't he? It's a decent performance. He's enjoyed his night out, hasn't he? As I say, it's not his best week. He was certainly in our Monday night race on Indy Velo. So he comes in at 31st. Ruben Medina at 28th. Michael Campbell 26th. Here's Harry Smith, Team Lou, second race with us this week. Having done Indy Velo on Monday. So we're every Monday on Indy Velo. So if RGT does disappear, that's where we're at. Everything's going hunky-dory on that. I just finished the first series. Second series starts on the 2nd of October. That's on Monday. And the next series of this RGT course. Oh, is Eileen going to lose a place? Oh, no. Oh, no. What a shame. I know she's not going to fight for the place as Walker takes Eileen Davidson's slot just in there. As I say, Series 8 of West London VR starts next Wednesday, 4th of October, and will run through the winter, subject to anything that RGT announce. We await with interest. So Eileen taking 34th, Jorgensen 35th, and who else we got? Rick van der Laan, Miggy Canada is quite. It's about 400 meters ahead of Maria Ovitsky, so they're not going to have their usual little tussle. We've got Jessica Wright and Christine Meek at 39th and 40th on the road at the moment. Great to see Christine. Malmesbury, that's where she lives. I suddenly remembered. From West London originally, and moved out to Malmesbury. Very nice town, actually. Ridden through it many times. Jorgensen at 35th on your screen at the moment. He's ahead of Rick van der Laan, as we've said, and we'll follow Eileen Davison. Kevin Walker just stealing that point from Eileen on the line there. Eileen will be the ladies' champion, though. Rick van der Laan, as we follow him with, 100 or so metres to go, according to the counter at the top. But as I say, I now realise that is the rider and not the cameraman. So I misread the message. I think it was telling me the lap counter wasn't quite right, and I assumed it meant that, but there we are. So here comes Rick. You can see the advertising hoardings coming up. You can see the finishing line banner on the horizon as we swing round, and the gazebo just on the right where the clubhouse normally is, in real life, of course. So there we are. It's Migu Canada, who I think has done every race of the series, I'm right in saying, and consequently has secured, I think probably a top 20 place in the series by getting points from all 13 races. So well done, Migu. He doesn't necessarily race to win the races, but he certainly races to accumulate points. Fantastically well done, Migu. And he's... 100 metres or so to go as we go around that last bend before that short straight and the finishing line. You'll see, you can start seeing the blue, white and pink West London colours as we enter the finishing straight, and all the little banners, hoardings and gates. There we go. Looks quite nice. I shall miss that from RGT. Maria Ovitsky from Puerto Rico, and she will finish second in the Ladies' Championship. Well done, Maria. And I know she'll be delighted. Another medal to her collection. Coach is out there and everything, and does a splendid job for the local cycling community in Puerto Rico. So if you ever get the chance to go there, look her up. I've never been there myself, but I'm sure if you're European, it will be absolutely charming. Not least because if you're Northern European, the weather will be better than we get. So here's Maria, proudly displaying the Puerto Rican flag in West London cycling colours, taking the finish just ahead of Jessica Wright from northwest England, and just north of Manchester, I think, and another fine finish. Well done, Jessica. We love having you on board for the series. Christine Meek, and as I say, lives out in Malmesbury these days, a Westerly rider, coming in 40th position, and Farrow just behind her. I think that's interesting, Faro, because Faro, I think, is a place in Portugal, isn't it? So Faro. So I'm not sorry, it's a South African flag. I do beg your pardon. It's Faro. It's got South African flags. So scrub all talk of Portugal. That's absolutely nonsense. Not recognising my flags well today, obviously, as Christine comes round down the straight. She'll know this well. She's ridden this track in real life many times. So this will be quite nostalgic for her, having moved away from West London. And it's great to have you back, Christine. I hope Keith is well as well. If you are listening, Christine, my best to both you and Keith. So, coming around that last bend, we should see the banners, fences and everything else, and flags any moment now. There they are. You can just begin to see them as Christine comes home for the win. 450 metres ahead of Faro, the South African. And we won't go into my flag recognising skills at the moment. Well done, Christine. Fantastic stuff. Faro just to come in next, coming around the South African flag, as I said. This is SWS. But I'm not sure. It looks to me a little bit like a saddle drunk kit, but I'm not sure if he's a saddle drunk rider or not. Difficult to tell. It looks like it, doesn't it? It's certainly, I can't quite read the logo, but thanks for getting close. It's a bit blurred on my screen. I don't know if everybody else can read it. Probably not a saddle trunk one, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, whatever it is, Faro is now coming home. 41st position, cycling in Vlaanderen. So it said a northern Belgian one. So yeah, I can't quite read it on my screen, but yeah, cycling Van der Ende, cycling Flanders from the north of Belgium, South Africa. And he finishes off today's race, 41st. Congratulations to everybody's win. Glasgow United, absolutely amazing. Well done, Carl Axels and the person. Sorry about the misinformation about the lap. Stevie Cooper, a sort of ride that deserved a win but didn't actually get one in the end. But those two way ahead of Marino Sesson, who outfought Wouter Clays at the end. So that's quite impressive. Lorenzo Simons was just behind James Melville, who will secure a podium position for himself and help Glasgow United win the team competition. Heinrich Mard, I'm pleased to see Heinrich get 7th, a good result. Alistair, I'm not sure whether Alistair really went for it or just ensured the series win, but he has been such a worthy winner. Well done, Alistair. Glasgow United dominant this series. Craig Jones from Wales taking 9th. Well done to the Welshman. Hope you were riding more than 20 miles an hour. And Johan Erlossi at 10th. South Africa, New Zealand. Johan, a long time participant in the West London races. It would be so sad if they end. But Johan, a big contributor to this. Almost since the very early days. 3.5 years we've been doing these. Absolutely fantastic. But of course, we can't go without thanking the wonderful Damon Bates, who produces these broadcasts for us. He does absolutely splendid job, and I don't know if you got on early and saw all those nostalgic reels advertising RGT from the early days, but that was done deliberately so that we can all enjoy and reminisce about the last few years on RGT should it disappear. It will be very, very sad. We will all miss it. But haven't we had a terrific time? It's not over yet. We're here next Wednesday, 2 Wednesdays running as this new series starts. But watch out for dates because we are monitoring announcements from RGT. They seem to be very lined up with Zwift at the moment, and we're not at all sure it'll be surviving. So, nice little message on the screen from Lisa Snell saying that she's definitely coming next week. So we look forward to seeing you, Lisa. That's fantastic. Thanks again, ZMS and Damon Bates. Thanks for everybody helping out in this series. We look forward to the next one. Let's be optimistic about it. We're here. We're going to put them on. We're going to act like nothing's gone wrong. But we all know the rumours surrounding RGT at the moment. Let's hope they're all wrong. See you next week. Look forward to it. Bye.
world is changing.
I'm looking to do things better.
To improve.
Just because it's always been that way doesn't mean it's right.
I embrace change.
I seek adventure and discovery.
I explore the unexplored.
To know the unknown.
Even in the toughest moments, we ride together.
Even in the moments when we're at our limits,
We support each other. It's time to move up a level.
push that little bit harder.
Changes we make now will make the future better for all.
The efforts we put in today.
We'll pay dividends tomorrow.
We all have the power to up the game.
To build something better.
It's not time to play.
It's time to get real.
It's time to be a game changer.